Before we understand those terms, I want you to understand a very important and very intelligent concept in economy and in daily accounting also. Please, all of you. Let us suppose salary of a person, salary of me is 100 rupees, right? 100 rupees. In the month of July. In the month of August, I got a hike of 10%. What is my salary now? 1. Right. Let us suppose the salary of someone, his salary is 1000 rupees in the month of July. He also gets the same hike, 10%. What is his salary in the month of August? How much? What is the absolute change here? 10 rupees. What is the absolute change here? 100 rupees. Right. The percentage change in both the cases, I also got 10%. I am also dancing. He is also dancing, but I don't know why I am dancing. 10 rupee hike. Right. Why is this the case? This is the case because my base was small. The base on which my 10% was calculated was small. The base on which his 10% was calculated was broad. This concept is known as base effect. Base effect. Base effect. Are you understanding? Right? Now imagine, don't imagine this to be the salary, imagine this to be the GDP of a country. Right? Imagine this to be the GDP of a country. Right? And I'll do some more math for you. Let us suppose I say, and you will also understand a lot of things about other countries and their growth. Let us suppose I say that my country is growing at 10%. My country grows at 10%. The GDP of my country is growing at 10%. Right? And right now my GDP is 110. And last quarter my GDP was 100 rupees. So my country is growing at 10%. Double digit growth. Right? Double digit growth. Now you also hear that the United States grows at 2%. Right? But last year the GDP of United States was 10,000 rupees. 2% of 10,000 is how much? How much? So the news article comes up, India is growing by 10%. And a small side, other news article comes up, US grows by 2%. And we are very happy. Are you understanding the problem here? They have added 200, let us suppose rupees, in to their GDP. We have added only 10 rupees to the GDP. But the growth rate of our is 10%. The growth rate of there is 2% only. Why? Because they have already expanded the base. So for large economies, you will never find a very high growth rate. Right? You know which state has the highest growth rate in India? Bihar. Bihar has 23.8% of growth rate. Why? Because the base is so small. A small little change in the GDP of the state pushes the rate to a very high percentage. Are you understanding this, what I am saying? The base is so small that a little nudge here and there pushes the growth rate to a higher bracket. A good state like Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat, the rate of growth is slow. Why? Because they're already having a large base like this. What is this entire thing known as base effect? Will you remember this? Write down. Base effect. Base effect. When we are observing the growth and the growth rate, when we are observing the growth and the growth rate, observing the growth and the growth rate, when we are observing the growth and the growth rate, the base plays an important role. The base plays an important role. I hope you understand the meaning of base now. The base plays an important role. This impact that the base has, this impact that the base has is known as base effect, is known as base effect. Got it? Base effect. Have you understood this? We will see four different things. One is growth, the other is degrowth. This is also known as positive growth, and this is known as negative growth. The third thing that we will see is slow down, and the fourth will be recession. Okay. Growth, degrowth, slowdown, recession. Growth means your GDP. I'm just explaining you. All these words are very important. Don't use it loosely. The country is going through recession. It has a very specific definition. What is recession? Right? Slowdown has a definition or has a meaning. Right? Growth is what? Growth is as simple. Growth means you were at 100, you went up to 110. This is growth. So when we say growth, we actually mean positive growth. That means we are going up. Right. The second is degrowth. You were at 100, you came down to 90. This is known as degrowth or negative growth. Are you understanding? Right. What is slowdown? Please look here. You were at 100, you went up to 110. What is the growth rate? Growth rate. Growth rate. Now you are cautious. 10%. Right? 10% growth rate. You were at 110 and you went up to 120. What is the growth rate? Is it 10%? Less than 10%? For the sake of simplicity, can I write 9%? It is 9 point something. How am I calculating? I'm just taking the difference of these two, right? These two is difference is 10 by the base, 110 into 100. 1000 divided by or 10 divided by 11, right? Sorry, 100 divided by 11. 100 divided by 11 is not 10. You know this? Say no. You don't know this? 100 divided by 11 is less than 10, right? I have written 9. Now, let us suppose in the next comparison, you see that 120 has gone up to 130. Will it be 9 or less than 9? Less than 9, right? It will be less. I am writing 8% just for simplicity. 130 to 140. Will it be 8 or less than 8? Or whatever it is, it will be less than this, right? I am writing 7%. Can you see something that you have not entered the negative territory? You are growing in absolute terms. All of you be very careful. You are growing in absolute terms. You are not registering negative growth. That means the GDP is not coming down. But what is happening? The rate at which it was growing here is not the rate at which it is growing here. So the rate of growth has come down. This is known as slowdown in the economy. Slowdown in the economy. Will you remember this? Out of all of this is the most important. What is slowdown? You are still growing, but the rate of growth has come down. Are you understanding? You were growing at 10%, now you are growing at 9%, now 8%, now 7%. You are not registering a negative growth, you are still into a positive growth territory. But the rate at which you are growing is coming down, and that is what is known as slowdown in the economy. These are the words that you get in the newspapers every day, right? You will understand now what is slowdown. Quarter 3 registers a slowdown. What does it mean? Quarter 3 registers a slowdown. The last quarter registered a growth rate of 10%. This quarter has registered a growth rate of less than 10%. This is the only thing it means. Are you understanding? All of you. What is recession? Has a very specific meaning. Has a very specific meaning, please. If in two consecutive quarters, you see a decline in the GDP. In two consecutive quarters, you see a decline in the GDP, which means what? You see quarter 1, you are checking quarter 1 of a year. Let us suppose the year is 24-25. So what will you do? You will check it in comparison to 23-24, quarter 1. The quarter 1, I'll make a table. This is year 23-24, this is 24-25, right? 24-25, I check quarter 1. Then I check quarter 2 also. And I check quarter 1 of 23-24, quarter 2 of 24. What I am saying is recession, you are facing recession if in two consecutive quarters the size of the GDP comes down. That means in quarter 1, 23-24, the size of GDP was 100, it came down to 90. Okay, you are like, all is well. God is, great. God is great and merciful. Nothing will go bad. So in first quarter, you saw that GDP came down. You saw the same thing in the next quarter. The GDP here was 105. GDP here has come down to, let us suppose, 93. What do you see? In consecutive quarters, you have GDP shrinking as compared to the last year. You say that the economy has entered recession. Are you understanding? Slowdown and recession are the two words which are most abused. People use it like anything without knowing the exact meaning. Slowdown is positive growth, but the rate of growth has come down. Recession means two consecutive quarters has registered a decline in GDP. Are you understanding? Write it in your own words. Slowdown and recession. If you have written all four, write properly. I have given the examples, phrase it in your own words. Okay. Have you understood this? Right? Slowdown, recession, all of it. We have already discussed potential GDP. I have already given you a question. Right? You can just mention it here just to structure your notes. Right? Potential GDP. Actually, the concept, the explanation of the concept comes from micro. And that is why I discussed it there itself. But you can just mention potential GDP for the sake that all the GDPs are together. Potential GDP. given all the factors of production are utilized at their maximum efficiency, given all the factors of production are utilized at their maximum efficiency, the level to which the GDP can go up is known as the potential GDP. We have also discussed green GDP. Just write it here. Green GDP is nothing but GDP minus cost of environmental degradation. Right? It is the GDP obtained by factoring out environmental degradation. One thing that is there we missed out is per capita. We have known what is national income. It is nothing but net national product at factor cost, right? Per capita income means per head what are you earning. Per capita income is national income divided by total population. Just write this one. The per capita income of a country is equal to national income divided by total population. What is per capita GDP? Very easy. GDP by total population, right? 2 years back, the GDP per capita of Bangladesh surpassed India, right? GDP per capita, not GDP. How can the GDP surpass? It's a small country, but the GDP per capita surpassed it. But the media channels, they started covering GDP of Bangladesh going beyond India. Bangladesh has become a economic threat. GDP per capita is different. Please understand this, right? Let us suppose this is a country of 20 people. 20 people. The GDP of the country is 100. 20 people divided by 20. GDP per capita is 5. Right? Let us suppose there is a different country outside this country whose GDP is 10,000. Right? But the population is also 10,000. So GDP per capita is 1 rupee. That does not mean that the GDP is more. GDP is here. It is only determined by the population there. You have to keep this thing in mind when you are reading the newspaper. Newspaper reading is very important in this paper. You have to read the newspaper, and all the things that we have read in the class today are important. The per capita income. The per capita income after a certain per capita income and inequality. So you plot inequality here and you plot the per capita income here. Per capita income here. Where is the inequality? Here. Per capita income here, inequality here. So it looks like this inverted bell-shaped curve. This means that with increasing per capita income, first the inequality increases. That means there will be a more unequal society. But after a certain point, if the per capita income keeps on increasing, it will reduce the inequality in the society. This is what is Kuznets curve. Inverted bell-shaped curve, right? Failed. Yes, not to an extent what it was thought ki if we will make a bunch of people very wealthy and their wealth will trickle down and will make a equal society, that has not happened, right? This is Kuznets curve, right? And the failure of Kuznets curve tells you a very important thing. The thing is that growth may not lead to development. Are you understanding this? Growth may not lead to development. The failure of this curve, the curve was designed or was formulated or was conceptualized based on an assumption that growth sooner or later will facilitate development, right? But the failure of this curve is a testament to the fact that growth may not support development. Are you understanding? So when we meet after this break, we will discuss growth versus development. All the things that we have studied till now, they are related to growth. All of them are quantitative in nature, right? What about development, right? Is everyone getting an equal pie of the growth, right? Are you getting educated? Are you having health services, literacy, pakkam, house, all of it? If not, then the growth is not leading to development. Are you understanding this?